Hello there, folks. Hatme here, and as always, I hope you're having a lovely day. Usually, we would play Gates of Hell, but today we're just gonna talk about it. The reason for it would be Developer Blog 161, because now they're talking about their latest and greatest DLC, Finest Hour, which will cover British Faction in detail. And so far, we received just a little bit of information. Occasionally, there will be like a screenshot of a model of a tank or a vehicle, but nothing concrete. And I hope that this blog will change something. So let's go through it. We're going to start from factions. So let me just scroll down. For the Finest Hour DLC, we've taken another deep dive into the history of several years of war. As you probably know, we distinguish three distinct war eras in our game. So we have like early, mid, and late war. The Commonwealth faction will be available in all three. Because of that, it opens up new possibilities for German missions in early war too. Okay, that's kind of cool. So far, all the German single-player missions in Call to Arms Gates of Hell have been about battles in 41 or later, but in Finest Hour, you get some Blitzkrieg excitement as well. Um, that's pretty neat. I was personally never a huge fan of early war, maybe because it was never truly represented in movies or video games as much. People like big tanks, late stuff, but this would be really cool to see, and we have a sneak peek, I guess. This could be Belgium. This could be France. Actually, there is a French flag over here, so mystery solved. But I would say is like a coastal area. Might be Dunkirk. I don't know. But in Dunkirk, I think the French did bulk of fighting, so it's unlikely we're gonna see Dunkirk directly. I don't know. We make fun of French battle effort in World War II, but they did fight big time. Let me continue. All in all, we all have announced the Devlog 158. The Finest Hour single player campaign will consist of 16 single player missions, which will feature missions for the British Commonwealth and for Germany. Actually, this is not that great in my opinion because look, every time there was a new campaign, you had like 4 skirmish missions per faction. So imagine if we have 8 skirmish missions, that there will be only a couple of actual single player missions. And don't get me wrong, skirmish missions could be a lot of fun to play, especially with your friends. But I feel like this could be a bit of a problem. I don't know if they're gonna give Germans like extra skirmishes. Mm, it will be only 4 skirmishes for Britain, and then like 8 missions, and then maybe 4 missions for Germans. I'll be more okay with that, to be honest. But again, we have another picture. This would be like what seems to be like Dutch countryside. This is definitely Matilda 2. Some trucks and infantry, and there is like an anti-tank gun that I cannot really distinguish. Okay, here we have representations. The British Commonwealth consisted of many nations. Early on, we decided that we wanted a limited section of different English accents to acknowledge that fact. As announced earlier, the representation of Commonwealth nations is limited to England, Canada, and Scotland. On top of that, we will have Polish troops represented in the game as well. Although Poland was not part of the Union, its forces fought together with other Commonwealth armies. We will make sure we do the England, Canadian, Polish, and the Scottish nations honor. That's actually pretty neat, and I like what they're doing. But I'm kind of disappointed with the announcement of this DLC. Even before, we kind of learned that there will be no other nations. There will be no Aussies, for example. We're not gonna see Gurkhas, Indians, other colonial troops. That will be a lot of fun to see, but yeah, I was kind of big. I was kind of hoping for Northern Africa campaign or Crete. Maybe this will come out in Italian DLC. I don't know. I don't know. I was really hoping to see like Northern Africa. That's my favorite World War II battlefield, but nothing for now. Let me go down. Research. Once again, we have devoted a lot of time and effort to match our research with reality. Our field trip in the Netherlands in May of this year has enabled us to photograph a lot of the actual British and German equipment, vehicles, and weapons that were used in several of the battles we intend to portray. This was possible through several museum visits and the event we attended while we were there. So it's pretty cool if you guys want to read it. I'm actually going to put a link in the description or in the comment section below if you're interested in reading. So pretty cool. Landscapes. Obviously, it also helped our level designers to have been driving around when we were on our field trip, because it puts us directly on top of some of the actual landscapes we're going to recreate. Just like we have done in Normandy the past years, we wanted to make sure we had a good look at the landscapes we're recreating, and we did. This will once again enable us to design the missions and maps in such a way that they will be instantly recognizable, such as Dutch landscapes. Even if we omit the stereotypical tulip fields, wooden shoes, and other tourist staplers, they will be very authentic. Other landscapes in the Finest Hour DLC will be French, Belgian, and German. Of course, these will each have a different atmosphere to them. Okay, pretty neat. I'm not sure if they changed any models of buildings. They might have. Okay, this already reminds me of Hell Let Loose, some of their missions. I think they're pretty cool. I like it. Oh, this one is actually really interesting. Some flooded areas. This will make for some interesting gameplay, that's for sure. Like, how do you approach and everything else? Campaign features. The Commonwealth campaign in Finest Hour will offer a number of features that are meant to maximize immersion. So, cutscenes, a new level of in-game cutscenes, 20 plus minutes of in-game and pre-rendered cinematics, 40 plus new MOCAP animations for characters used during cutscenes. Okay, that's not something that I particularly care about, but it's nice to see. Smooth transitions between cinematics and gameplay. That always kind of lags, especially if you play with your friends. Voice lines, about 570 voice lines in the 7th Commonwealth historical storyline missions. So there'll be 7 historical storyline missions. Okay. It's a bit better than 4 that was Sphere before. Comparison, Ostfront, German, and Soviet campaigns totaling 12 missions have around 450 combined. So we're going to see some more diversity, which is nice. We have the gameplay. Gameplay or story events happen frequently to keep high dynamic. Average mission playtime is 45 to 60 minutes. That's pretty cool. 10 plus unique secret objectives. All narrators now have their own names, and some of them are historical characters. As an added bonus for modders, we have put in some Easter eggs that only appear in the editor. Very nice. There's your stand submachine gun. Although I would like to see Owen, one of the ugliest guns in the game. Not in the game, it doesn't exist in the game right now, but it's an Australian submachine gun. Okay, we have a multiplayer. Of course, we're working on the multiplayer content in parallel. Several weapons, vehicles, and tanks that will be included in the DLC will be available for multiplayer only. Since Finest Hour only covers the Western Front, a number of tanks and other vehicles are not presented at all in the single-player scripted campaign. As an example, from the entire Cruiser class of tanks, the Crusader series was not yet in service during the 1940 campaign and had already been phased out by the time of D-Day invasion, haven't been replaced by then. Since multiplayer and conquest require mid to war, provide you with appropriate weaponry, the Crusader series will be present there. So we gotta enjoy this beautiful thing in Conquest and multiplayer. They're pretty neat, pretty neat. Although there are no tracks, as far as I can tell. Uh, anyways, progress in planning. We still intend to release Finest Hour before this year is out. Closed beta testing has started early in October, which is where we want to be in our timeline. We will reveal the release date after we have published the store page. Okay. At which time we'll also reveal the Finest Hour trailer. Of course, we'll keep you posted on this. That's it for today. Which part of the DLC are you looking for? Okay. So I'm glad that things are going up to plan, and I hope to see it as soon as possible. They said they would like to see it at the end of the year, maybe before Christmas, around Christmas would be ideal. People are gonna have more time to buy the game and actually play it. As I said, down thing for me is essentially that there is no Northern Africa. I would really love to see that. I'd like that there will be 7 missions is not that much, to be honest. I would prefer to have more missions, but maybe some of them get added later with some other DLCs. We'll see. I would also like to see, I don't know, some of the raids. You know, if we're gonna see like early war stuff, then okay, maybe battles in France and Dunkirk, and later we can see British raids. Maybe Saint Nazaire or what is the Bruneval raid? Then Operation Jubilee. It's Dieppe raid. It's pretty cool. That's actually a bit bigger. There are always some kind of special op missions in Meta War series or Gates of Hell series, and I would like to see something like that. Why not? But we're probably gonna see some late war battles, maybe some battles in Normandy, and some battles in Germany. So who knows? Who knows what we're gonna see? But should be a lot of fun. What do you guys expect? Let me know in the comment section. And that's all I have for now. I'm gonna make sure to drop a link in the video description as well as in the comment section so you guys can go there and read it. Also, you can join their Discord channel as well. Thank you so much for your attention and see you in the next one.